Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Talk About It, the podcast where we talk life, faith, and everything in between. I'm your host, Amber, and today we're getting into the topic of resting. Um, Resting, I feel like, is super, super important for everybody to do. I feel like we're so used to always being on the go and always working to make sure that we're provided for and we provide the needs that we need, right? Like the things and the wants and blah, 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 all of that stuff, where we feel like we need to do that, but I know I'm throwing Jesus in everything. I feel like when we are always working and doing something for us, that it does not give space for God to come in to show you who He is as your provider, as your father, as the person that can give you rest and peace during your rest. I know at one point I had 3 jobs at one point and I was burnt out. And even in me having 3 jobs, like I felt like I was just working just to work and just like really I was literally just working. I don't even think I really was like being diligent with my savings. And this was way before I like legit gave like my life to Christ. Like of course I grew up knowing who He was, but it's different when you know Him and know Him. Like, and at this point, I know Him, and learning more about Him. But I was just always on the go, always on working. And so, even with that, I feel like with us working so much, we neglect something else. So, for me specifically, it was really like neglecting like my health for real. I'm even to this day, I am always like, for me it's like I don't think of something until it happens. And so like when it comes to you getting sick or whatever, or I don't realize like I need to go do something unless like it's in front of me. Like if like for example allergy season, I don't be thinking about taking allergy medicine all year round until the allergies are bothering me. So we neglect something else. And I say that to say, like, I feel like a lot of us too aren't taking care of ourselves because we're so used to, like, we feel like the days, like, if there's an extra shift for us to pick up, we'll pick it up. If it's something that somebody's asking us to do and we don't know how to say no and we do it anyway, but we're burnt out and we need a day to rest. I specifically have a day that I'm off, that I'm not doing anything. Well, I'm not going to say anything, but I'm not taking any clients on that day because I know I need that day in order for me to rest, for me to reset, and for me to get myself together. And I've learned that those are important, especially because around Christmas and New Year's of like 2023 going into 24, since the holiday was on Monday, I took off Monday, but then I opened up myself on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So, and by the grace of God, I was working every single one of those days. But I also, at the end of that week, was burnt out. Like, I realized that I didn't, like, prepare. And I felt like overwhelmed because, like, you know, on holidays, you're already doing stuff. Like, you have a plan, like a day planned anyway. And so I'm thinking me making up the money that I could have made on Monday, making it up on Tuesday, and then so forth. It was just like, was it really worth it? My time that I needed to rest, I took it upon myself to make sure that I provided for myself and go to work and get some money. But at the end of it all, it wasn't because, I mean, essentially bills were paid, cool, but I physically was tired. And with me doing that 2 weeks in a row, I think it was 2.5 weeks, I guess. I was like, yeah, so no. Tuesdays are my off days, and I'm not doing any hair. I'm not doing hair. Honestly, I don't care the money. I don't care because I need that day to rest. And resting is actually a form of worship too. When you're resting in the Lord and knowing that He's going to provide for you, you get a sense of peace knowing that I could have made an extra $200 on Tuesday, but my resting and me giving that that door for the Lord to come in and show me that He can provide, that He is my provider, gives me that peace. And He's shown me over and over. Like I've told y'all before, I have not missed a bill. Even when I take those days to rest, or even take an extra day off in the week. Like, cause sometimes I now schedule my Saturdays off. I don't take them often, but when I do, that's my Saturday off. Like, that's it. Like, the Lord is going to provide even when I know I need to rest. And you know why it's important? You know, I was doing this, I have like these Bible study books that I go into every now and then. I haven't in a minute, but especially when I was in Williamsburg and just like for real getting myself together with the Lord. Like I was studying Genesis and like the beginning of the book, like, you know, chapters 1 and 2 about like the creation and stuff. And so you know how, I don't know exactly when he made everything, but the 6 days where he was creating earth, right? And on the 7th day, he rested. And the question was like, why do you think God took a day to rest? And I immediately thought, well, for him to show us that it's okay to rest. So I looked it up, and that was the exact answer that was given. God literally showed us that it is okay to take a day, a break, to get yourself together, to not even to get yourself together some days. Like, I normally record on Tuesdays because that's my off day, right? Like, I'm not doing hair, I have a day scheduled, but Tuesday was so rough for me that I was like, you know what? I'm not going to record today. I'm going to find another day out the week to record because today I can't give my 100%. I don't have it to give today. So I took the day to rest. How ironic, right? I literally took the day and I was just like, I'm not doing anything. I don't feel like doing anything. I probably did like 2 things. I did what I needed to do, but I didn't, that time that I take to record these episodes, I was just like, I don't feel like it, so I'm not going to do it. And I'm okay with that because I know that God's going to also provide another time frame for me to be able to do that, which is today, and where I'm up and I'm like, I can give y'all me 100% on my authentic self, because when you are burnt out, you can't show up even for yourself, right? But the Lord God showing us that it's okay to rest shows us that it is okay to rest. It's okay to take a day off. It's okay to take a mental health day, because at the end of the day, God understands. Jesus, literally, like I said before, we have a high priest that can empathize with us, that's been tempted in every way, that he knows when the human body is tired. He understands that that we need time to get ourselves together. And I would say, do not, with the time that is given to us, when we don't take the time to get ourselves together, like we neglect other things, like how I said that we're always working, and not that makes it seem like we're providing for ourselves, and that we're not allowing God to show us and show up in our lives in a supernatural way. And when we allow God to show up in a supernatural way, supernatural things happen that you won't even understand how it happened. And it's okay, because the Lord, some things are still a mystery. Like a lot of things are still a mystery, and that's okay. It's okay for us to not know everything. Because at the end of the day, the Lord God got it all. You feel me? So, I feel like with us continuing to work and not taking a day to take care of ourselves, we neglect our health, we neglect our mental health, we neglect our time with our families, and we neglect our time for showing up for ourselves. I feel like when you have a day where you specifically said that you're going to rest and you're not going to do nothing other than like the necessities, but nothing outside of what you've planned to do. If somebody's asking you to do something on the day, I'm sorry, but I can't do that. I'm sorry, I can't do that. Like, don't always be a yes man either. Like, you can tell people no. It's okay to tell people no. If it does not benefit you in a way that, if it affects your mental health, don't do it. And I'm not saying to be rude about it, to be mean about it. I'm saying you need to take care of yourself so that you can show up for yourself, show up for your families, for your children, for your spouse, for God, for real. So that you can, like I said, we're striving for excellence, not perfection. So, You want to make sure that you are doing everything in excellence. Even resting is an act of worship, because that also gives God the space and the opportunity to show you who he is. And one, like I said before too, when you allow him to show you who he is, you will let him show you over and over and over again. So I really feel like practical ways of doing that is really just taking a day. Like if you feel like if Saturdays are a day where you need to rest on Saturdays. If that's Sunday, you need to rest. Oh, Sundays, go to church though before you do all of that. But you need to take a day. Or even if it's one day out of the month, 2 days out the month where you take off of work. Like if you schedule those days, because I know I'm an entrepreneur, so I'm able to do that myself. I can literally go in and schedule a day off. I could block off time, I can do that. I'm not lazy with it, because I'm like, oh, if I know I need to work a little bit more, like I'm still wise about it, but like I'm going to take my time to rest. Like I will take a day to sleep in. I will take a day like I'm taking on Monday. I'm going to take, I'm taking Monday as an admin day so that my Tuesday can be my Tuesday off. And then I'm also taking off Saturday, because I know at the end of the day, the Lord is still going to provide for me. Because I need a day to get my administrative side together. I need a day, and I don't take off an admin day all the time. That's what I learned too, like to schedule your days. Like I had to schedule my admin day, and I'm scheduling those. This is really to hold me accountable for real. I'm telling y'all to schedule an admin day every first Monday of the month, so I can figure out what happened last month and what I can do, like money and all that stuff, what came in, when that went out, all of that fun entrepreneur stuff. But yeah, it is super important. And I would say too, like we cannot neglect our health. I feel like I worked so much when I was on my parents' insurance that I definitely took it for granted. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I need to be out here. I need to be careful out here, okay? Because, baby, I know that God still got me. That I know I don't got insurance, and I'm just saying, I'm just throwing that out there because this is expensive, and I know that it's definitely a priority of mine to get. I just, I know that we can easily neglect our health for sure by keeping ourselves busy. That's another thing too. We can actually, okay, let me backtrack a little bit. When it comes to our health, I think another big thing of ours is if we take off of work, in order to take care of our health and stuff, we have to take a day off of work. We have to obviously schedule, or not even a full day, but just some type of day. And it's some jobs may not, you may not have PTO or whatever. Technically I don't have any PTO. But with us having to take that time off, we're thinking oh, that's money I'm missing out on, right? But think about it this way, because I think the Lord gave me this revelation too. If he gave us this body and he created doctors, dentists, mental health specialists, dermatologists, gynecologists, all these different doctors for us, and we neglect to take care of our bodies, he gave us these things in order, he knew that we were going to need them. So if he knew that we were going to need all of these different doctors, why not take care of yourself? You can take that moment off. I hope that is making sense, because I'm trying to explain it the way that I understood what he was trying to bring to my attention. We can take some time off and get ourselves together. I think that's just in general. You can take a day to sit down. In general, and for instance, 2020 with COVID, I felt okay, so we weren't an essential business, so we were closed, and we got back to work around June, July of 2020, and then my family and I ended up getting I'm gonna say me, ended up getting COVID. Lord, if I can get that out. Ended up getting COVID in 2020 in the end of the year. And I was just like, like the first couple of days I was super depressed because I'm like, I like being in the house, but now that I'm stuck in the house, I don't like this. Like, I feel like I can't do anything. And that's not fun. I feel like you're forcing me to be here and I don't want to be here. But when I, but when I, but when it's like when I choose to be here, I'm cool. But since you're making me stay here 10 days, stuck in the house, I was like, you know what? And I was watching Grey's Anatomy, bruh. That was the worst show to watch. So I just ended up being on Disney Plus for the next week. But I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to sit here and be mad at it. I was like, my family is still, we're okay. We're not like in critical condition by the glory to God. And I'm like, just take this time to rest, to get yourself together. I think that's kind of where he started planting seeds of resting for me. But then I ended up still working a lot, but especially in this time of me having this business, I have learned so much about a lot of different things. That's why I knew I needed to get back to this podcast, because when I tell you, he has literally just been so amazing, so faithful, like glory to God. But he, like, especially with resting, because in the beginning of this, like, I had so much time to rest. Like, every day that I didn't have an appointment, I wasn't like stuck in the house. Like, I still went out for some fresh air every now and then, but I knew that, like, I took advantage of the time that he was giving me to rest, because I know that one day I have to schedule my days in order to rest. You feel me? So I say all of that to say, I really hope and pray that you guys take care of yourselves. Take care of your health, your mental health, your dental health, every health that you need to take care of. Take care of your health, take care of your body, take care of yourself. Take a day to rest. If you need a mental health day once out every month, do that. Schedule it. It doesn't matter what anybody else got to say. It doesn't matter if... it doesn't matter. As long as you are making sure that the things that God has given you, you're stewarding it in a way that is pleasing to God. So if you don't know what you're supposed to do with what he's given you, ask him. Simple. It's that simple. I have nothing extra to say with that. Ask him if you don't know what to do. And he will show you. He's generous. Like, he loves you. He wants the best for you. You have to allow him you have to let him do what he wants to do, because at the end of the day, his way is always better. His way always makes sense in the end. Sometimes it don't be making sense to you, but it will in the end. So that's why it's super important for you to even rest in the Lord, because he will give you a peace that surpasses all understanding, okay? And he will, what's that scripture? I think he will give, and the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts with the minds in Christ Jesus. So just make sure that you are, you're really taking care of yourself. And I really mean that wholeheartedly. You have to make sure you are taken care of so you can show up. Because when you don't really take a time to rest, you get irritated quick. You get a hot temper. You get angry. You get depressed because you feel like you just don't have any time for yourself, because you're not scheduling time, because you think that if you don't go to work, you're not going to be able to pay a bill. Tithe your money, sow seeds, and I bet you it's going to be okay. If you just live by the principles of the word, it will work in your life. In Matthew 11, Jesus said, I will give you rest. When you are worn out, beaten, and empty, we can turn to God to find peace and relief from our burdens. Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Just rest in the Lord. Trust God. Trust that God got you, which he always has and he always will. Literally, like I said before, cast your cares on him because he cares for you. And it's so important to take time to take care of yourself. That's part of healing too. You may have to sit in it a little bit. It may be uncomfortable for a moment, but I promise you, like, even when you take the time to rest, the enemy is definitely going to come for you for sure. Anything that you do that the Lord tells you to do, the enemy has a plan just as much as the Lord has a plan. So when you are taking the time to rest, and resting in the Lord, the enemy is definitely going to come and make you think of other things like, oh, but you're not going to be able to pay this, or what about this, or what about that. Rebuke all of that, renew your mind, and just pray, honestly. Like, it may sound so cliche, but honestly, that is the way to go. Always pray. Pray continually. And as soon as you pray, you get a sense of peace, and pray the word over your life. Like, Lord, I know that you said that you give us a peace that surpasses all understanding. So, Lord, I just ask that you help me and give me peace. The peace, you are the Prince of Peace, like, you speak those over you. And like, just it's honestly simple. Like, Lord, I need your help. I can't do this without you. Lord, you said you are my provider, God, and I'm asking you. You say we have not because we ask not, God, so I'm asking you to help me with this. I'm asking you. It's low key kind of easy, but I know that it takes a moment for you to get used to not always doing something. And once you realize that resting actually helps you, you're going to continue to rest. You're going to take your days. I promise you. I'm not working Tuesdays. For real. I'm not working on Tuesdays. And when I say that, I mean, in some days, like on Tuesdays, if I don't have an admin day scheduled, I may do some work. Like, I'll do work and do things if I need to. If not, I'm in bed, okay? Like, I am in the bed, doing nothing, probably doing nothing. I'll probably go out to a couple stores for like personal or whatever. But other than that, sometimes I really do take the day to do nothing. And that's okay, because things are still provided for. Like I said before, like, I had days or weeks where I literally had 2 appointments, but my bills were still paid. I was still able to save a little bit of money. Like, when I tell you, God is just so good and so faithful. His word, like, he does not, I could go on and on and on about Jesus when I tell you. He's so amazing. And like, when you really take the time again to allow him to show you who he is and who he says he is, I truly, truly pray that everybody gets an encounter with Jesus that makes you never be able to deny his power and to deny his word. Like, it's to be chosen by God, to be able to even get in his presence, is something that you should honor, that you should take advantage of, because you are here for a reason, for such a time as this, and you need to make sure that you are not burning yourself out, because Jesus needs you in this world. He needs you to do what he's called you to do, to reach the people, because time is short. We don't have much more time. We cannot keep playing. And when we're so focused on what's in front of us right now, we're not looking at the bigger picture, which are the souls that need to be saved. So if the enemy can get us focused on the things of this earth, then he's got you right where he wants you. He has you in this cycle. But I've been living in such a state of peace that no matter what happens, yes, I get frustrated because it's just like I'm tired. But at the end of the day, I know at the end of all of this, the earth is going to cease to exist. And there's only 2 places that you can go. So we need to be obedient and we need to rest. We need to be obedient and do what he tells us to do. and we need to make disciples. We just we got to do what he calls us to do. And for us, we literally have to stop focusing on the things of this earth, because when we're gone from this earth, we can't take any of it with us. So yes, I understand that bills can be stressful, because I done had 3 bills come up in the mail for me recently. But the Lord knew that already. He knows everything. He knows everybody. He knows every little need, every care that we have. He knows. So for us, like he says, he will give us rest. Just come to him, all who are weary, and he will give us rest. So cast your cares on him. It's literally the Bible. So it's the principles of the word, and we really just have to trust him. And I really think that once he shows you, I'm gonna continue to say, once he shows you, you will believe him. Matter of fact, he wants you to believe him. And I want y'all to see it, see it in my life. Y'all know where I came from. Y'all know where I was a year ago, maybe even 2 years ago. 2 years ago was way before I knew I needed to start a podcast. But in 2022, I'm not who I was in 2022. There was some things that I'm not ashamed of anything that I've done, anything that has happened in my life, because at the end of the day, it caused me to be here, where I'm at today, and who I am today. And in nothing that the enemy can do to me can faze me, because I know who my Father is. I know who God, I know what he's capable of. Honestly, not even completely capable of, because, he's so much bigger than we can even imagine. But I want y'all all to just take a day to do absolutely nothing. Nothing at all. You go outside, take a walk, because it's springtime. Hopefully this pollen calm down a little bit so we can be outside and enjoy it without our eyes itching and our nose scratchy and all that stuff. But soon, take a day. Just take yourself out to lunch, to breakfast, to do something. Take yourself out for breakfast and go on a walk. Go home, take a nap, and then get up and do what you need to do. In that order. Get up. If you got kids, take care of your kids, whatever, and then get them off to wherever they gotta go. Go take yourself out to your favorite restaurant, or even a place that you want to try. Try some new foods, try a new place, whatever. Go outside, whether you eating at a diner that has a place outside, get some fresh air. Hopefully it's a pretty day outside, but get some fresh air. Write a little bit, read a little bit, spend time with Jesus, and go home, take a nap, wake up, you'll be refreshed. And you're going to be like, Lord, I thank you. Sometimes that's all you can say is just Lord, I thank you. So yeah, I hope y'all take that advice, and y'all let me know how it goes. But I think it's so important for us to just trust God in our rest. Because like I said, God literally rested. You know what? Let's go to the word. And on this is Genesis 2 verses 2 and 3. And on the 7th day, God finished his work that he had done, and he rested on the 7th day from all of his work that he had done. So God blessed the 7th day and made it holy, because on it God rested from all of his work that he had done in creation. God rested from all of his work. So it's okay to rest, okay? So I'm going to end y'all with that there, because I don't know what else to add other than me repeat myself. So, yeah, I'm going to see y'all in the next episode. Bye.